Hey, before you do anything else today, I need you to stay with me for the next few minutes. Because what I'm about to share with you is not just another benefit update. This one actually changes things for a lot of people. And if you're on Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, you are going to want every single word of this. August 3rd, 2026 is not just a regular payment date. There are changes happening right now, some of them already quietly in effect, some hitting your account this month. And if nobody walks you through them, you could miss money that belongs to you. I've spent the last several days digging through the official SSA announcements, benefit bulletins, and policy updates, and I pulled out everything that actually matters. No fluff, no confusion, just straight answers. Here's what we're covering today. The August 3rd payment details, and who gets paid on that date, a cost of living adjustment carryover that's still adding dollars to monthly checks, a change to how SSI counts certain income that could mean you keep more of your benefit, an update to asset limits that has been a long time coming, what's happening with Medicare Part B premiums and your net check amount, and, right at the end, a lesser-known SSA program that thousands of eligible people have never even applied for. Stay with me. Let's go one by one. Let's start right here, right now. August 3rd, 2026. If you receive SSI, that's Supplemental Security Income, your payment for August arrives on the first business day of the month. August 1st fell on a Saturday this year, which means the SSA automatically moved that payment to the next business day. That's Monday, August 3rd. So if you're SSI and you're watching this wondering where your money is, it's coming today, or it may already be sitting in your account right now. Now, here's what a lot of people get confused about. SSI and SSDI are two different programs, and they pay on different schedules. SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, pays based on your birth date. If you were born on the 1st through 10th of any month, your SSDI payment lands on the second Wednesday of August, which is August 12th. Born on the 11th through 20th, you're looking at August 19th. And if your birthday falls on the 21st through 31st, your check comes August 26th. Why does this matter? Because I hear from people all the time who think their payment is late, and it's not. It's right on schedule. Now you know your exact date, mark it. But here's the thing, knowing when it comes is only half the picture. The real question is how much is actually hitting your account. And that's where it gets interesting. The 2026 Cost of Living Adjustment, or CORA, came in at 2.5%. Now I know some of you heard that number back in January and thought, okay, fine, moving on. But I want you to think about it differently for a second. For someone receiving the maximum SSI benefit, that 2.5% increase brought the individual rate up to $967 per month. For couples where both partners receive SSI, that number climbed to $1,450 per month. And for SSDI recipients, the average monthly payment after COLA landed around $1,580. That's not the maximum, that's the average. Your individual number depends on your work history, but the COLA pushed nearly every payment up. Here's the part that doesn't get talked about enough. This increase is permanent. It doesn't reset. It becomes your new base, and the next COLA, when it's announced in October, will be calculated on top of this higher number. So every increase compounds over time. That's real money building on real money. Now, some of you might be saying, great, but my check doesn't feel bigger because other costs went up too. And I hear you, which is exactly why the next update is so important. Because there's a change happening to what SSA counts against your benefit that could actually let you keep more. Okay, this one I want you to pay close attention to, especially if you or someone you love receives SSI and also has any kind of part-time income, gig work, or irregular earnings. The SSA has a rule called the Earned Income Exclusion. Basically, SSI is designed for people with very limited income and resources. But the SSA doesn't count every dollar you earn against your benefit. They exclude the first $65 of earned income per month, and then only count half of whatever remains. What's changed is how the SSA is handling certain irregular or in-kind income. Things like someone helping you pay a bill, or a family member buying your groceries. In updated guidance for 2026, the SSA has clarified, and in some cases narrowed how these are reported, meaning fewer dollars are being counted against SSI recipients' benefits in certain situations. In plain English, some people who were previously seeing small reductions in their SSI check because of reported in-kind support may now be seeing those deductions gone or reduced. It's not a giant headline number, but for someone on a tight fixed income, getting back $40 or $80 a month is meaningful. That's groceries. That's a utility bill. If you think this applies to your situation, call the SSA directly or ask a benefits counselor to review your record. You might have money on the table you don't even know about. But speaking of money on the table, the next update is one that's been years in the making, and it directly affects how much you're allowed to have in savings without losing your SSI. For decades, the SSI asset limit was stuck at $2,000 for individuals and $3,000 for couples. Those numbers hadn't been updated since 1989. Let that sink in. 1989. The rules hadn't changed in 37 years. That meant if you had more than $2,000 in savings, you could lose your SSI entirely, which created this cruel situation where people were forced to spend down their savings just to stay eligible. You couldn't save for an emergency. You couldn't plan ahead. You had to stay broke, by law, just to keep your benefit. Here's where things stand in 2026. There has been meaningful advocacy and some legislative movement to modernize these limits, and while a full legislative fix is still working through the process, the SSA has updated its policy guidance around certain exempt resources, including ABLE accounts, which allow people with disabilities to save up to $100,000 without it counting toward the SSI limit. If you're on SSI and you do not have an ABLE account yet, please look into this. It is one of the most underutilized tools in the entire disability benefits world. You can save money, build a cushion, cover disability-related expenses, and it won't touch your SSI eligibility. This is a lifeline, and most people have never even heard of it. All right, we're not done yet, because what your check says on paper and what actually lands in your bank account after Medicare are two different numbers. Let me break that down. If you're on SSDI, and you've had it long enough to qualify for Medicare, typically 24 months, then you already know that Medicare Part B premiums get deducted directly from your Social Security payment before it hits your account. In 2026, the standard Medicare Part B premium is $185,000 per month. That's up from $174.70 in 2025. So if your SSDI went up with the COLA, but your Part B premium also went up, your net increase may feel smaller than you expected. Here's the important thing to know. There's a protection called the hold harmless provision. It says your net Social Security benefit, after the Part B deduction, cannot go down from one year to the next, as long as there was a CORA. Since we did have a 2026 CORA, most recipients are protected from seeing their actual take-home amount shrink. But if your income is low enough, you may also qualify for a Medicare Savings Program, a state-funded benefit that pays your Part B premium for you. That's $185 a month back in your pocket. If you're not sure whether you qualify, call your state Medicaid office. It's worth 5 minutes of your time. And that brings me to the last update, one I saved for the end on purpose, because it's the one I think will surprise you most. The program is called SHIP, the State Health Insurance Assistance Program, and separately, there's the SSA's own Extra Help program for Medicare prescription drug costs. Extra Help, also called the Low Income Subsidy, can pay most or all of your Medicare Part D drug costs. We're talking premiums, deductibles, and copays for prescriptions. The income limits for 2026 are $22, $590 for individuals, and $30,660 for couples. If you're anywhere near those numbers, you may qualify. And here's the kicker. SSI recipients often automatically qualify for Extra Help, but they still have to be enrolled in a Part D plan to receive the benefit. Some people are getting the eligibility without actually activating the savings. If that's you or someone you love, a quick call to 1-800-MEDICARE can fix that today. All right, let's bring this all together. August 3rd is the SSI payment date, moved up because the first fell on a weekend. SSDI pays mid-month based on your birthday. The 2026 COLA of 2.5% added real dollars to your base benefit, permanently. SSI income exclusion rules have been clarified, which may help some recipients keep more of their check. ABLE accounts remain one of the best tools available for SSI recipients to save without losing eligibility. Medicare Part B premiums are up, but hold harmless provisions protect most people, and Medicare savings programs can cover that premium entirely. And extra help for drug costs is sitting unclaimed by thousands of people who already qualify. That's a lot of ground we just covered. But here's what I want you to walk away with. You are not alone in navigating this, and these benefits exist because you or someone you love has worked for them, contributed to them, or is protected by them. You deserve to understand every dollar. If this helped you, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe if you want to stay ahead of the next update. And drop a comment below if you have a question. I read them, and I answer when I can. You've got this. I'll see you in the next one.